welcome back to Encounter Proposal, the podcast where two friends make a hypothetical tabletop game one misstep at a time. As always, I am your Game Master Kyle, joined of course by our very own Critical Failure.
Hello, it's me, Will.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I've had a pretty good week. How are you?
I'm alright. I've realized that intro makes it sound like we do way more creating of a board game. I guess that is the point of the podcast.
I've thought about it. The last couple episodes have not included much creation.
Hey,
Like,
well, that's life.
when I've been writing the descriptions underneath, I'll be like, "Oh, we haven't talked in a little bit, so we just kind of talk shit." And I'm so worried
Because
to go back and see how many of those I've written that for.
this is a thinly veiled way for two adult men to talk.
It it is.
No wonder there's so many of these fucking things.
we've got such toxic masculinity. We come like, oh, we can't just sit and talk without having like a podcast to
It's
use
gotta
to
be
talk about.
it's gotta be productive.
Yeah, God, I got to be on that
Like,
grind.
rise and grind.
Exactly.
We
How's
don't do
your?
much creating.
No,
Two
we don't do much
creatives.
creating. Have you done any like creative stuff this week? How's your week been?
I've been doing like art study from the video game Control. That's been pretty fun
Ooh.
because I'm not very good at backgrounds, and I did quite a fun one, so that was nice. Um, Outside of that, I've just been trying to get an admin job, so like the least creative industry. And everyone I talk to there, they're like, "I used to work at the bank for 37 years. Now I was the head of the bank, and now I'm here for a slightly less hectic work week. How about you?" And I was like, I draw pictures and I'm here to pay for pens.
You Google the bank, it's just like shut down for fraud.
I
You're
mean,
just
like,
looking
yeah, I Google where they came from, and it's like the worst shit.
Jersey. It's just
Oh,
oh.
yeah,
Uh,
it's weird. I'm doing all of that like new job stuff, but like, What do you do in a fire? Which of these fire extinguishers should you use?"
Drop and roll.
And they're like, "Oh, if you're ever given the gift of feedback, you need to
Oh,
take that and nurture your work
fucking
environment. And we want coming to work to be something you can take pride in." I'm like, no, dude.
no, it's a
This is an
job.
institution that the fucking government. Here I go. It's this is an institution that the government
Oh, oh,
um
here we go. What
want
is it?
want to shut down. Like they
Right.
really want it to fail. So,
It's yeah. It's that
and
fucking
other than that, I'm all right. I've had new Pringles. I found a rare Pringles face of him just sort of like shitting himself.
Oh my god! And I'm gonna put that up on screen.
I'm gonna
What
send.
is
I've got to
what
send
is
you the picture.
that?
They're from the
Please.
Pringles Hot reference, hot range. I was about to say menu.
The Pringles hot menu.
The Pringles Hot menu. You go to a
I
Pringles bar, you order a Pringles.
I know that the
Half a can for me, please.
I'm only feeling packaged. Where
One
is
of
this?
those
I need to
little
see it.
cans. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's the kicking sour cream flavor, which I hate as a term. And
I
he's just sort of like he's just sort of pushing one out. So to add to our
no.
Pringles lore, I feel like we should add Mr. P. We've been adding characters from from these. I feel like we
You
should add
think
Mr.
you
P
think
to the
Mr.
game,
P is a good one to?
to the
Oh
lore.
no,
Add
there is
Mr.
another
P to the
one.
lore.
There is another like face that I found. I don't know if it really counts on the gamer Pringles. There's a headset on him.
Oh, he's an e-girl. Mr. P is an e-girl.
Mr. E.
Mr.
Yeah,
Please
he's
call me Mr. E, and he's in a hot tub.
no.
That would you remember that loophole? I'm sure
That was
everyone does.
crazy.
Where
I
Twitch were
remember
like,
it.
you can no longer do sex work on here, and everyone was like, yeah, that's fair. We never were. And then the Twitch were like, no, 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 no. Showing your shoulder was sex work, unless you're in, I don't know, 5 inches of bubbly water. If you're like I don't know, if you're gonna blow up pool, you're fine.
How horrible must those rooms have been? Because like, if you keep your PC on for a while, it'll get like rooms get pretty warm, right? Like that on top of like a bar or like a hot tub, which is just a paddling pool in the middle of your like carpeted bedroom. Like, what the fuck?
I'm impressed that the mental health power of money in that scenario, because I feel like any other scenario, if I was in a like a inflatable paddling pool in a very warm room, going thanks for the bits, Mr. P, and then turning around and twerking, I'd like cock a shotgun in my mouth on the stream.
Or you mean like imposter syndrome, or you just that doesn't sound like a fun way to go about it?
It sounds like hell, and then the fact that you'd do that to get money and that makes it no longer hell is
But
crazy.
like, if that for like a couple hours one day pays for your house, food, and fancy nice
Oh no,
car,
yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely, absolutely do it. I no shade
yeah,
to the
I think
streamers.
there's other
Shade to
things
the
I would.
shade to the people watching a hot tub stream. 100%.
It's a little weird. It's a little strange.
It's a little bit odd because there's other things. I think the thing is there's other things you could watch. So there's so
Yeah.
many choices you had to make to get there.
Yeah, but they're like vegans. Oh, it's
Explain.
ethical. It's
Is,
ethical.
is it?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't. That's my assumption of it. Is they're like, oh, well, I want to have a more ethical way of consuming. Is this really what we want to be talking about on our
I
on
have a
our
more ethical
podcast?
way of consuming online women, Mr. P.
I don't know how much of this is making it in. I don't know how we got from Pringles to hot tub streams.
I don't know. It's just a straight line in my brain.
It's just horrible. Oh yeah, because I said Mr. Ego instead of Mr. Pringles.
Once I pop, I can't stop. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if this is a horrible
That's
link
not making it in. That's
or
not making
right.
it in. Go for it.
Okay, so if you were gonna make a role playing game, which you were, and you had
Oh boy, you've got me down to a T. Wait till you
which
hear about this great podcast.
oh continue no so say you've got all the technical knowledge, no art skills at all.
Right.
You write the
So
book.
the opposite of my current standing.
Exactly. So you write the
Cool.
book, you get it all
Right.
down, you've got all the text that you need.
Okay.
You've spent all your budget.
Okay.
You can't hire any artists. The book
And
has
I'm
to
not,
go out soon.
and I have a moral backbone, or am I using the sweet Willy Wonka device that is AI?
um, it's the 80s.
It's the
What?
80s. This
Yeah, we're
throws us
gonna get
my.
there. Don't
I
worry.
wasn't even picturing myself with a moustache, and now I have to.
What is your
The only
solution to this
difference.
problem?
It's the 80s. I can't afford an artist. I'm not using sexual favors because it's the 80s,
Yes.
and I'm a gentleman.
No one's ever paid for anything like that in the 80s.
No, 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 no. No one's ever been paid to go into a bathroom before.
I don't want to know.
That's a niche. That's a niche. That's another psychology study. Anyway, but
Mhm.
I can't draw, but I've written the book.
Yeah.
Can I do
What?
like
How?
fingerprint drawings?
Okay. See, it's
You
close,
said
but
like I was close.
you are quite close.
There's
So
no way. This
the
guy.
answer, right?
Mm.
This is the front cover for Cyberpunk 3.0. I
Right.
hope you haven't heard of this.
It looks like a manual. I guess it is a manual, right?
Yeah, it's the 3.0 Cyberpunk rules. Would you like to see what they used instead of
Did they take photos? Did they dress up?
they did take photos
Yo, that's
of
fucking
Barbie
sick,
dolls.
dude. No.
so,
What?
so, so instead of
They made those? They made like Action Man figures? That's
no,
sick.
they bought Barbie dolls, dressed them up in sci-fi clothes, and took awful pictures of them.
That looks so much. That composition of that image looks so much like a drawing I did once. It's like scarring my brain.
It
Can
is.
you remember the time I drew the like fast food mascots as the Purge? That's the exact
That-
same composition.
Oh my god, that was a good picture though. I like that one a lot.
I can't believe they used Barbies. That's
It's
so cool.
it's cool. This was not the response I was hoping for.
Uh, do you want me to shit on this?
I
I once had a
mean,
mate who I helped upstairs while he was drunk, um, into his room,
mhm.
and there was like a clear crate full of dolls.
Oh,
Right? There
right.
was lots of other stuff in the room that was weird, but I won't go into it because people will figure out who the person is. There was a clear
Oh.
crate full of dolls, and then he went, "Could you go get me a blanket?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I wandered out of the room, got a blanket, came back, and the crate was gone. And he was sat in this. So clearly, he never wanted anyone to see this box.
Oh, no. Right. I like it. You're like, oh, if I say more details about this room, people are gonna find out. Whereas this could be anyone right now.
Yeah, the problem is that the circle of listeners is too close to my people who know me currently. So
This. What the
you
fuck?
could solve this
If
person
you're
who has
s-
a mystery love of dolls, but hid
if
it
you're
like it was
s-
voodoo.
if you're so drunk that you need help walking up the stairs,
Yeah, he was
but
like throwing up everywhere.
but the sheer like fear of someone finding this sends you into overdrive of just sobering up and just being like, I must hide.
I must hide it and sit back where I was, so that
That's scary.
it was weird. Anyway, anyway, if he'd have been using them to make a tabletop RPG,
I'd take it
that's
all
how
back.
you that's how you get laid. That's how you get
See,
you use dolls to make a tabletop RPG. That's the coolest thing you can do, man.
so
Cool.
let's say you walk into, let's say you're a massive sci-fi fan and you walk into a shop with all your little pocket money, say it's the 80s, and
It's
you
the
were
80s
alive in the
again.
80s, and
Right.
you see on the shelf,
I
oh,
have him
there's
a
a new
start.
cyberpunk role-playing game coming out. You spend £30 on this game. You open it up, and all the art is replaced with pictures of dolls. You're still gonna be like, "This is cool. This is
No, I forgot.
awesome."
Sorry, I immediately forgot I was in the 80s. Me now? Wow,
I'm just
what artistic ingenuity. How
what?
cool. What a cool project someone did. They definitely worked backwards from the dolls, but what a cool project. Me in the 80s? Whoa, nobody told me that Cyberpunk had gone woke.
So, I'm just saying, I expected a more "what the fuck is this" response from you than "this is awesome."
It's very, very fun. I think the weird thing is that it's Cyberpunk. I think if this was like a smaller, I've been looking at too many like small organizations, like indie ones. Because if this was like an indie game, I'd be all over it. I'd be like, that's really fun.
Really?
That's really fun. But they'd have to say that you are playing as dolls, like when you're playing as well. That like
No, it's
it's a
played
world of plastic
straight.
people.
There's no mention of dolls in this
That's
book. I don't
so.
think they wanted people to notice.
That bit's the dumb bit. The bit where they're like, "Oh, actually, we didn't play with dolls."
No, it's just based in the cyberpunk universe.
Okay, now it's dumb. Like it was cool before, and I was like, they're embracing this, but I feel like they're kind of
Oh, I
embarrassed about it too.
I didn't pitch it. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed it up. No, they were seriously like, it's the year 2020. Like it's like a
Why
full
did
serious.
why did they take these images with like Solid Snake's death cam?
I don't. It looks more sci-fi.
It's sci-fi. It's
Is this not how
free.
you draw like a regular picture and then you put the most crunchy green uh layer over it and then you've made your own little sci-fi thing? Yeah,
I
is
think
that
that
not how
is
you
what
would do
differentiates sci-fi with fantasy.
it?
Just
Green
sort of
film,
a green multiply layer
pretty
over the whole thing.
much.
If
I'm. Oh.
if you took the frames of any sci-fi movie and you covered an outfit with them, that's good camouflage. I
So
love
you
this.
like this then?
I love this puffer jacket guy.
What puffer jet? Which one is this?
Um, the
In
like,
the big group photo?
yeah, with his glasses, he's so cool.
It's interesting. I'll
I
see
I
that.
I
They all
think
look
it's
like they're wearing
cool.
scouring pads. I don't know how you like this.
I like it, but I'm liking it from like a if it was like an indie team and they were like, we've made this game about being punks in the future and we've used dolls for all of the like artwork.
Hmm.
Genuinely, that's a cool idea. but I think the fact that they've not embraced it at all, they've just kind of been like, well, this
No,
is our
it's
option.
well, it's like the third like book in a series.
The other
So
two have dolls in them.
no, there's no mention of it. The other two use like art. It's very
A
like
stop a stop
90s
motion
art.
cyberpunk movie would go hard. I think this leans on the punk aspect a bit more than it does the cyberpunk, like cyber aspect.
From my knowledge, they just ran out of money
I don't think they did because I think they spent all their money on the security cam
on
image,
the
the
dolls.
the Trace Santiago Scout, because that's
Mhm.
quite clearly Wesley Snipes in a wink. But yeah, no,
Um,
yeah, the
yeah,
Hellboy. I'd
oh, there
like
you
to
go.
play
There
the
literally is
Hellboy.
one.
I'd like to play the Hellboy tabletop.
It looks fun. It looks really fun. I don't know how it like works though. I don't know if you like pick your characters or if you make your characters.
I imagine you make just a random BRPD person. Is that the right
Yeah,
letters? I
I'd
just threw
hope
some letters together.
you know better than me. I'm
Hellboy's
not very
fun
good with them.
because it's just like, hey, what if the Nazis tried to raise a devil and then he was kind of chill?
I think it's just
What if
really cool.
what if Satan was just like cool and he
I
got
think
to date a cool goth girl and he hung out with the Mothman and the Chupacabra and his
oh, it's
movie was
so
bad.
good. No, which one? All of them?
The new one, the old
I
ones are
was gonna say,
good.
I
I
like
ain't talking
the
shit about the
original
old ones.
one. What a
Yeah, no,
great
the new one
casting.
is bad. The new one is bad because it's like practical effects are cool, even when you can tell they're practical effects, but not when you
Hmm.
can just like that's not a devil, that's a man in a costume.
Yeah.
He can't
Apparently
talk.
it's a fifth edition mod. The
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Guess what we're doing this week instead of the campaign I've been trying to run.
Yippee! I mean, it looks like it. The book. I'm sure you can find a PDF for this. Not that we say you should steal. I realized as soon as I said that out loud, that was a bad thing. But like, there might be a
Yeah, I've
free.
I've never expressed an opinion that would align with someone who's into piracy. I've never expressed that.
No,
I
I
respect
don't.
small businesses.
Yeah, this doesn't. It. I don't know. It's a big IP, so I don't know if it is like a big company or not.
Yeah, but you're buying it from a comic shop, surely.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that the only places I can see it right now is Wayland Games, and they're pretty good. They're like
If you're
a
buying it from
local-ish.
Amazon, that's fine. But you're not helping a person.
Yeah.
I mean, you are. Big Jeffrey.
And he's gonna thank you for sending him to space
Big,
again.
big Jeffrey. He's gonna do that creepy laugh he does. He's gonna
Oh,
wear the cowboy
his
hat.
serial killer love.
Did you say they changed the definition of astronaut so he wasn't one?
Did they really?
Yeah, he kept
Oh
saying he was
my
an astronaut, and
god.
then NASA were like, actually, we've changed it. You have to have been up there for some fucking useful reason.
Oh, I hope that didn't affect anyone else. I hope it
I think
only affects him.
they wrote it so that like you can't take a joyride in space, and that won't count. You have to go up there with like scientific intent. Like an
Oh,
astronaut is like a
that's
space
smart.
scientist. I think we should have left him there.
Yeah.
I'm. I think that we should just let billionaires. I think they
Whoever
should put less safety regulations on
I
his
was gonna
rocket.
say, whoever built that rocket properly, we've had so many years to do it wrong. Why? Why did
I
you
reckon that
now
whoever made
decide?
that rocket properly watched whoever did the submarine with a sort of sick envy of like, shit. I guess I could have just not done it well. Because
Honestly,
that submarine was nuts. I know we're like miles away from it, but the fact that the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm just not into safety checks.
it's very weird.
I just
I
don't
don't.
vibe with them, and I want open water, so who cares?"
It is. It feels like such a. Someone wrote that whole like line of thought where it's like, oh, there's a missing millionaire in an underwater submarine, and they've gone to look at the Titanic, and it's gone wrong, and then they're like, oh yeah, what else has happened? What else did he do before he went into there? Oh, he made a bunch of tweets about how he hates health and safety. He
Yeah,
despises health. He thinks it's boring. It's
he's
like
a comedy character.
it's literally like a sketch from The Office. Like, who wrote this? What fucking Michael Scott character we got where he's just like, it's boring. I don't like health and safety. It angers me.
It's for weak people,
It's like,
weak-minded
oh yeah.
people.
Well, as a CEO, I fired the whole health and safety department because they make
Yeah.
things slow. And it's just.
Well, there's that guy in America who doesn't believe in Um,
Oh no.
like the climate change is that big of an issue because he'll die before it happens.
Excellent. Has no
Kind of an
kids.
opinion that on a small scale I kind of get. Like if you're not anyone of influence, because he said that like he understands that we're having a big effect on it, but there's nothing he can do to offset all of the planes.
Oh, okay,
And I was
yeah.
like, hey, if he wasn't about to go on to do the things he goes on to do, I'd be on his side.
Wait, why? What does he
Because
do?
like small scale, you could be like, yeah, there's no amount of plastic recycling I can do that's going to offset. Um, what's her name?
Taylor
The
Swift.
lady that keeps rocking up at football games.
I was gonna say that's not. No, I don't know if I can. That's not true. Um,
Taylor
you live in
Swift.
America. You can buy a rifle.
It's true, get a big old gun. No, he's like he's not got as much. He can't do anything to stop her apart from like as you say, kill Taylor Swift. Um,
Kill John Lennon.
but um, what he does is he if people take their cars to him and he removes the like the limiters.
No
The like he gets rid of the
way.
eco limiters and he gets rid of the like miles per
Oh,
hour
for
limiters
fuck's
and he
sake.
gives them the car back. And he's like yeah, it's really inefficient for the car.
Oh my god.
But in the interview, he just kept saying, "I'm not a scientist, but this is making the car go slower, so I'm getting rid of it."
Oh my god. I mod community on cars in general is crazy to me.
It's
I've never
so
looked at
funny.
my car and thought I want this to be louder, and I want maybe that's just me because I know like clearly a lot of people do, but I just
They love to puncture holes in the bottom of the car exhaust so it goes as it drives past the Cardiff prison at night.
it's horrid. I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get the car. You start the car up and it makes a big bang noise, and you go, "Yay!" Maybe now my wife will be proud of
Um,
me. You know?
uh, I have a so something I wanted to bring up. I think is quite interesting. What's your favorite little Swedish system that you make fun of every time I bring it up?
Morkborg?
Morkborg.
Is it even
Exact.
Swedish?
I don't think so. But so
It's funny.
the book is written by designers who wanted to ignore every single piece of like every single like set of rules for how to lay out a book that they were like able to. So when they were writing the book, they were
Huh?
like, I want to make just as many sort of like each page is a different texture. Each page is like a different like style of paper. You know what I mean?
That's really
And
cool.
it's so fun, and I really think it'd be your kind of thing. So
Yeah.
like, there's
I
gold
was so
leaf on
ready for
some
you to be
pages.
like they've not put any punctuation in it. Like ignored all
Oh,
the rules of writing. It's
let
not
me
in
see if I can.
paragraphs.
It's
We've just sort
very
of thrown the letters in
awkward.
there.
Reading it is very tough. Like it's a tough one to like get through apparently because it's so many different like weird layout issues with it. But I really think you'd like it because it's got so many like interesting like out there style choices that are just so interesting, and I know people love like the layout of it.
It's a shedding vicar.
Yeah, it's like
That's cool.
metal core or something. It's supposed to be like a metal RPG. So the whole
Was it
idea
like
is
Doom
like
Metalcore or whatever you called it?
something like that. There we go. There's the page or talking about hit points looks like this.
That's sick. But
Yeah, it does
whoever
stuff like that a lot.
it as a big old nerd, that's so expensive.
Yeah. So it's done by Stockholm Cartel, I believe, along with um. Oh God, who are they? Why don't I know their names? Free League, who do Tales from the Loop and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking like that just on ink alone, which is
Yeah,
one of the nerdiest. That's
but
actually a
like,
gloss and a matte finish on the same page. That's going to be 6p.
yeah, some of the pages are apparently like cigarette paper sort of thing, like really fine, or like tracing paper.
That's cool but weird. Like the Bible.
Yeah, but not every page. I know that
I think it.
Morkborg has Pirate Borg and Cyborg as spin-offs, which is
I think
great.
it's cruel to give like little pocket Bibles, and they're full of like don't do anything sinful, and then to make pocket Bibles out of like the perfect rolling paper.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's a
It-
real choice.
Don't do anything bad. Also,
Also, I mean, if you want,
if you've got some of the devil's letters, he's in this
I,
book. He rocks up. He makes a cameo. A little kid knocked on the door the other day. I say little kid. He was about 17, right? But it's important that you think of him as weak and feeble. And he knocks on the door, and
okay, yeah.
he's there with another woman. And my mum's answers the door, and this kid's like, can I ask you a couple questions? And the woman's like, it's his first day doing this.
Okay.
He's not done this before, so he's gonna be a little nervous. Just like like encouraging him. And my mum was like, I'm sick today, but if he comes back tomorrow, I'm in, and I'd be happy to, right?
Hmm.
Because my mum's a nice person, and this
Oh,
person
okay.
clearly needed help learning stuff. The next day, my
Mhm.
dad opens the door, and this kid's like,
Oh no.
this kid's like, can I ask you a couple questions? And my dad goes, no, and goes to shut the door, and this kid goes, but the lady said I could come back, and he was like, my dad just went, there's no lady that lives here. Shut the door.
No.
Not only
Oh.
mean to gaslit him, just
Oh my god.
and he walked back into the lounge, and my mum was there. She's like, who was that? And my dad was like, some kid. I'm like,
Oh.
so funny. Crushed his dreams.
Honest, that's so sad. Did I tell you about the Jehovah's Witness that showed up at my house the other day?
No.
Okay, this is a story, I swear. We'll cut
Was
it
he
if
a?
you decide it's
Were you doing a
boring.
Jehovah's crime and he was Jehovah's there during the
Yes, he
Jehovah's
was.
crime? He's a Jehovah.
Is he in the room with us now?
Oh no.
So, um, so I had ordered two things online. The one thing had showed up. The other thing was like, oh, you're two stops away. I hear the doorbell go. And I go, yippee. I skip down the stairs. I throw open the front door. Two men in suits. Oh, these aren't delivering my package. 45 minutes I spend at this. I can't say, like, I'm not interested. No soliciting. I
You
have
did
to,
my
like,
dream. I want to talk to religious nuts so
I
bad.
talked to them after we spoke for about 45 minutes. I was mocked for going to talk to them and them not having my parcel. He liked my, my knitted jumper with the church and the graveyard
Mm.
on it. Oh, big fan of that. Love that.
Love that.
Um,
Oh my God, you're
he
also
was
a fan of churches.
so that was about 2 weeks ago. I was in work yesterday, which is about it's like a fair like 45 minute, 30 minute drive from where I live. It's like far
Yeah.
enough away.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm there. I'm stood there, and I hear this irritating, grating voice. I look up, and someone's holding a ticket. It's him.
it's Jesus.
He's in my work,
No.
30 minutes away from where he had. And do you know what he was going to watch?
Oh yeah, Car Works at the cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Doom?
uh, Raiders of the Lost Ark with his
Yo,
Christian youth
that's
group.
that's sick.
No, why are we showing Raiders of the Lost
That's
Ark?
so
It's on
funny.
Disney Plus.
That's a good point.
I was so. How was he there? How did he? And he recognized me, and it freaked me out.
Of course, he
It made
was
me.
like, "Oh, I know where you live."
There was like, yeah, pretty much. She was like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And I'm like, "No, leave me
Are you
alone."
feeling more Christian today than the last time we spoke? How
I
is your
mean, this is
Bible reading going? You're not wearing any churches today.
Where's your church merch? Like
My
on your
church merch.
Oh God, that's what I call Bibles.
Yeah, church merch.
Church
They
merch.
kind of
Yeah,
are church merch.
it is.
He's
Or
got a lot
like
of merch going around. That guy.
yeah, power to him. You know.
Yeah, he sells a lot of necklaces to very homophobic men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he sells a
No,
lot
I
of
know exactly.
necklaces to men who would bully me for wearing necklaces.
Yeah, but this is for. Oh no, we're becoming fun of it. What can we?
Theirs is for Jesus.
For Jesus.
It's a funny reason to justify
win.
your necklace. I have a necklace that's a skeleton hanging from two handcuffs on a wall.
That one's cool.
And I
Oh, I
always think
don't know.
that's the answer to that old joke of being like, I'm a big fan of medieval torture devices.
Mm.
You know that one of like if you see someone in a cross,
Oh
it's like
yeah.
I'm also a huge fan of medieval torture devices. It's like I actually have I actually have other medieval torture device merch.
Ugh.
You wait till you see my guillotine my guillotine body jewelry.
I
Don't know
had
why
a
that's my
story
word
about the
for.
guillotine. I
Yeah?
can't remember it now. Yeah, I had a good story about the guillotine.
Right,
Um,
okay.
I can't remember it. I can't remember it. I do have a
Not
story,
even off the
however.
head?
No. So shut the fuck. So, what is your favorite? Right. I'm gonna have to ask you to revert back
Is there a
to
correct
William
answer?
from the 80s.
Oh, I've got a mustache again.
The mustache is
I'm
back.
going to go see Empire Strikes Back, and I'm holding my toy Millennium Falcon. I have Eddie Burback's mustache.
Oh my god, that's perfect. What is your favorite Lucas Films
Oh
IP?
man, what
Is
was that
Star
one that he
Wars?
E.T. What was that one that he like really separated himself from because it was bad?
No, I don't know. So, would you say Star Wars is your favorite one?
I would say as an honest answer Star Wars, but I'm not gonna Google what other things he's done.
Oh no! Don't Google it. Don't Google it. So
Okay,
it's the 80s. You love
I
Star
love the
Wars, and
Star
oh my
Wars.
god, a new role playing game comes out. Oh my god, D&D is killing it. It's the Indiana Jones RPG.
No,
Why?
no,
This is
I don't want it, Kyle.
one of the most hated RPGs ever, akin to like
I roll to not
ET.
give it back. I roll to finders keepers.
It's so like poorly panned. It is such a like joke within the community that the original Indiana Jones RPG is so poorly written. It's
What did they do
insane.
wrong?
I think it was just the general like. Let me see if I can find the sheets for it.
Because like the whole thing, I've not watched Indiana Jones in a while. Jesus, his whole thing is that he goes somewhere, he finds relics that someone else wants to steal, and he steals them first. But for England or America, I guess.
These things don't belong with their country. They belong in our museum.
He's like, well, someone else was about to steal it anyway, so I'm justified.
Mm.
Is that right? I think one of them, the Nazis are trying to steal it. The other one, a guy tries to rip his heart out with magic. Is
Yeah,
magic
they kind of
canon?
they go off. Yeah, it is. It is.
Cool. They should
Um,
pitch it more sci-fi than they
the Indiana Jones thing. Oh no, it's not. I thought that the
do.
Indiana Jones game came with Sanity for a second. Then,
Oh my god, Kyle, they could have done a Howard the Duck RPG.
oh, I actually would have played that. That would have been pretty good.
But it's the Howard the Duck where he sleeps with a woman.
No, I
A
take it
real
back.
human woman. And he fights Dr. Bong,
Doctor Bong.
a man with a bell for a head and bell balls for hands.
Oh, that's so creative.
Dr. Bong. Hey, he's
Uh,
cool looking, and I'll stand by Dr. Bong until I die.
I saw on eBay yesterday 2 source books for the Indiana Jones role playing game go for £1,500.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Why? Is it because
I don't
it's a really good guidebook on how to actually steal things from indigenous people?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
It's
Uh
really informative.
you know what? I don't actually know
You
why
don't know?
it's No, it's from 1984. It's written by TSR, who are the people who originally did D&D. So it's like I don't know. I don't get it. It's very weird.
I don't
I
know.
just thought it was an interesting
It's
tidbit.
I think it's weird because I'm looking at other Lucasfilms productions, right? And there's a
Mhm.
Willow tabletop, there's a Labyrinth tabletop, there's an Indiana Jones tabletop. He's had most of his properties turned into tabletops. He's doing
I
quite well
wonder
in the
I
board game.
wonder if the Willow one is any good.
I'm sure it is because it's quite a niche. I'm sure they're just kind of excited to have it. There's a movie called The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones.
Oh
Hang on.
no.
When do you think that movie came out?
2004,
No. Keep in mind,
2005.
2004 would be before the Crystal Skull.
Oh, okay. In between the second and third one.
No, it was in between the third and fourth one, but it was 1992
Huh?
to 1996. Was it a TV show?
Oh, I mean,
Oh my God.
surely.
Tangent.
I just
Tangent.
why?
Wow.
I don't understand.
Wow.
My God.
It was a series of little stories about him going around the world nicking stuff from Africa. That's very funny. The past is wild, man.
There is some crazy shit.
I think Howard the Duck would make a good tabletop RPG. I think that's just Dragonbane.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were like,
I
what if
think
the duck was there?
I was about to make fun of the Dune RPG, but everybody loves Dune at the moment. Dune 2
People
is
like
killing
Dune.
it.
Me and Kyle don't like Dune, and
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
think we should express our biases that put us against it before even watching it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's actually the best way to go about it. What do you not like about Dune?
I think it's very complicated. I think it's got a lot of like weird. I think it's because I'm Star Wars brain already. I think you'd have to get me on Dune a lot earlier. I don't think I'm
Um,
smart enough. I think you'd have to get me on it when I'm like 6, and then keep me in the lore because it's stuff where they're like, oh, the 12 sisters of Versailles had birth to one man, and that's Jesus. Also, that it's an allegory for the Bible, but
yeah, essentially, it's isn't the whole idea of Dune talking about how like having a prophet is a terrible idea.
oh, if that's what it's about, I'm gonna love it.
I was
I
gonna
might
say it
watch it.
seems.
Should I watch it? I
Oh
feel like
my
I'm
God!
not.
I say one word, one line has hooked
Hey,
me.
man, you sold me on the idea of having a prophet is bad. You just don't like it because other people do.
Hey, it's not. I just
Classic Kyle take.
there was an Instagram account that I used to find really funny, and all of his memes lately have been shitty Dune memes, and I unfollowed him.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sure it's okay. I just,
I
I just think it's
I
it's
think
a
it's
lot of
bad
sand.
casting.
You think it's bad casting?
I don't think Zendaya can act to save her life, and I don't think Timothy Chalamet is any better, and we learnt that from Willy Wonka.
I think that uh, he was a very convincingly unknown, and I think that Zendaya was good in Euphoria.
You've seen Euphoria?
I've seen clips of Zendaya in Euphoria. By the way, I have Zendaya's name blocked on all social media.
Why?
It's in my restricted words list.
Why?
Because of that one time she did like a trailer for a movie and it was her having like a threesome.
Oh, the tennis movie.
Yeah, and it was everywhere. Everyone would stop posting this goddamn clip of her
Yeah.
kissing 2 boys and then being like, I bet Tom Holland's so upset. I'm like, he's not. They're acting.
I was gonna say
How
they keep
stupid
posting a
are
picture
you?
of the tiny hamster crying, and then
Yeah.
that's Tom Holland right now.
And I'm like, this is a weird misogyny. And also, like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want
Yeah,
to watch this.
it's
So yeah,
so.
she's still on my block list. Sorry,
I know.
Zendaya. She'll go over it, I'm sure.
I'm sure she will. I don't. I'm just not. I'm not sold on it. I've never seen her in something where she's shown any like good range. You know.
She had convincing chemistry in Spider-Man, and then I learned that that wasn't acting. It was-
Yeah, yeah. It's like, but also
she just
she's
was in love with him.
she's like a mopey like emo, which I don't think is very difficult to do when you've got like 5 minutes of screen time.
I think that's fine. I think that's a fine, fairly simple role to do. I just think that's also what Timothy Chalamet is good at.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I've
He's good at
heard,
being like he's like a rich man's son that smokes weed. That's the vibe I get from him.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I not super impressed with the wonk in his willy, man. I'm not super interested. I don't know why.
She chocolate my river till I no she umpa my
You
love
got
bird
it.
till I dippity dee.
No.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. The rest of the cast seemed quite good. The rest of the cast
in the
for
Willy
Dune
Wonka
was
or
quite
in
good.
Dune?
No, for Dune.
You just
I
don't
don't
like
want to talk about Hugh Grant.
the deer people. They got
There's
deer
deer people in
faces.
Dune.
No, I just think that Timothy Chalamet looks like a deer.
Looks like a deer. Why
He
is
looks
he
like a deer.
constantly about to be hit by a car?
Yeah, yeah, he looks like I'm gonna hit him with a car. I might be reading into that myself.
That might just
Didn't
be
they
my
get
vision
Elvis in that
board.
movie? They got Elvis, they painted him
Elvis?
white, and they were like, he's a sandworm man. He loves being in the sand.
They did that with a
This is what I
lot
think
of.
Dune is.
I know. Is it Stellan Skarsgård, the guy from Andor? Is
Oh
in
yeah,
it
yeah.
as a big, like they painted him white, and I don't know. I've seen as I work in the cinema, I've just seen like 5 minutes of movies, and then I end up just deciding I don't like them.
Mm.
It's
Which
a
is
good way to
fair.
do about it.
Whereas I just watched. I think I got a lot of work done while listening to someone explain all of the lore of Dune, and it was like a 4 hour video essay. And by the end of it, I'd taken in like way less than I do when it's like a 4 hour essay on the lore of Hello Kitty. So
You have
it's
not
complicated.
listened to a 4-hour essay on Hello Kitty.
I think I've listened to a video essay on Hello Kitty. I think the longest ones I've listened to are like the Twilight Saga and like serial
Why?
killers and stuff. I just let them roll on from wherever I
Oh,
was
okay.
listening to. I normally start somewhere in the realm of things I know, and then it like trundles on. And like I don't need more information about things I like.
Mm.
Like you already know how much I wish I didn't know the rules of the motorbike Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh god, don't bring that back up. Is there a Yu-Gi-Oh RPG?
I'm pretty sure they don't need one.
Why not?
Can you imagine doing D&D and then
Those
when it
ga-
comes to a fight, you have to play Yu-Gi-Oh?
That's a good point.
That's kind of sick, actually.
Wait, Shadow RPG Yu-Gi-Oh wiki? What?
I
Oh
pendulum
wait,
summon.
that might be if I type in. I forget that sometimes when you put in RPG, video games come up. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh! The
Wow.
Caltrop Core TTRPG. What the fuck is
RPGs.
Caltrop Core?
We make a podcast of two men making a rocket-propelled grenade launcher.
The amount of times when I was searching up Indiana Jones RPG, did rocket propelled grenade launcher, Harrison Ford's screen matched RPG. It's like, what? Who is screen matching an RPG? What?
Harrison Ford can't act. I'm sorry for the
Yeah,
world. That he's
but it
just
was in
like
a
old
time.
and there.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. But he's just the main character, so it doesn't matter.
that's true. He's only holding the the weight of the thing on his back.
Yeah, uh, yeah. I completely agree with you. By the way, I mean he does not want to be in any of these movies that he's in. What was the Indiana Jones thing I had on my brain? The new
And
movie.
oh,
Oh my god, it's
the one
back.
with Fleabag. It's just Fleabag and then him trying to like not have dementia.
Yeah, have you seen it?
No, my brother
Okay,
has.
Okay, so they start off the movie with Indiana Jones no longer has his job as a teacher, and he's in this awful, shitty apartment, and the people next door are too loud playing their hip hops, and there's his tenant, like his tenant, his landlord's horrible to him, and all this stuff, and then Fleabag finds him, and she's quirky and funny, surely, and she grabs him and is like, "Let's go on an adventure," and then they find a time traveling dial, like a big wheel, and it takes them back in time. And they go back to like
Huh?
keep with me on this. And they go back to points in history. And at one point, there's this really cool scene where there's like this siege on a castle with a bunch of boats going over water, and they use the dial to time travel, and it brings up an airplane with them. So everybody in the boats is like, "Oh my god, dragon!" As it's just like a big airplane is flying overhead, and the Nazis in the airplane just start shooting at the boats.
Yeah,
That in itself
that
is kind of a
tracks.
metal scene. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, I just don't understand why it's Indiana Jones.
None of it makes sense. It's so right, but after that they sort of fix it all. They kill all the bad guys, I think, and um, Indiana Jones is like, my life sucks. Everything sucks. Please leave me in the past so I can talk to people that are really cool in history that I've like devoted my life to listening to. And Fleabag says, "Shut up, old man. I'm taking you back to your horrible apartment." And she won't leave him in the past. She drags him back to the present.
No, he's gonna
Yep.
hang himself with his whip. You should leave him in the past. He's gonna kickstall himself at the end of this post-credit scene. It's him
It's
very solemnly climbing onto a stool.
oh, it's
Do you think anyone will ever
so.
be brave enough to do a post-credit scene that's just like a real big downer at the end?
I hope so.
Like you stay to watch it, and it's just like everyone's favorite character just dying sadly. It's the scene from Up at the
Oh,
start.
that'd be great.
They leave you on like the worst note.
Now go home. Oh yeah. But yeah, I thought that was very symbolic of like, oh, this horrible old man who hates his life keeps being dragged back to play Indiana Jones.
Oh my god, they did it to him in the movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so like, yeah. Also, they kill off Shia LaBeouf off screen.
What?
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, he went to war and he died.
That's nuts.
It's
Which
such a
war?
like, I don't know. I think it was like, oh, he went to
Oh,
Afghanistan and died.
that's so weird. Why is it so like old man grumpy movie? And
I
then they're like,
don't know.
Fleabag's here, their magic's like Peter Pan arrives.
Well, to be fair, do you know anything about what Shia LaBeouf's been up to lately?
He's crazy.
That's why they did not invite him back.
Yeah, he's like the stuff he's done for his little brother's cool, but
I don't know
all the
much.
anti-Semitism bad.
Oh yeah, the
Doesn't
whole like
balance.
yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. But yeah, there's my Indiana Jones tidbit tangent.
How do we get there? How are we? Why are we here?
Indiana Jones role playing game.
I
It was
miss the
really
Pringles.
bad.
I wish
I miss.
they.
I
I
don't
miss
miss
the.
Pringles.
I miss the
I don't
Barbies.
miss. I don't miss them at all.
Would you make a Barbie RPG? Barbie.
No.
Barbie G.
Cyberpunk 3.0 is enough for me. I don't know why you think it's cool. I still don't get that line, but
Hey, I'd watch a. I think it's cool because I'd watch a stop motion movie like that.
that's fair. I'd watch that too. But isn't that
Yeah.
not just Robot Chicken?
Yeah. Nah, you made it less cool now.
Yeah, there you go, Swish. I think it'd have to
No.
have better humor.
Yeah.
I hate Robot
It
Chicken's
need no.
humor
It needs to be
so
played
much.
fully straight, and then like the joke is how it's like all made out of household items. You know, bit like the Lego movie, but also
Yeah.
that movie had jokes in it. That movie's
I'd,
great.
I like the Lego movie.
But then again, I am waiting on an autism diagnosis, so.
Why would you say it like that?
Hey, it's two unrelated things.
Sorry.
It's two unrelated. You draw the line, viewer at home. I think the Lego movies are amazing, and I have a sunflower lanyard.
I don't. I don't think that anybody is against you on the Lego movies
I'm not.
being good.
I'm not saying they're related. I'm making two separate points.
I
Two
watched
mutually exclusive points.
I watched a theory about Barbie and the Lego movie being related, and I hate it.
But how? The
Because
Lego movie has time travel in it.
Will Ferrell is the main bad guy, and he's a big man in a suit in the Lego movie, and that's his kid that he hates and doesn't come home from work to see.
Oh,
You know what I
why?
mean? It's
Yeah,
like a man playing with his toys, and then he works for like a toy company.
I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get
But
it either.
also he's an elf in one of the film he's in.
What?
He's in. If you were like trying to make a Will Ferrell cinematic universe,
Oh god, I'd try not to, because then you'd have to have John C. Riley in them, and I just can't stand that man.
And you'd have to have the time he did brown face in Austin Powers,
Oh god, was that?
and then you'd have to, I don't even know if that was him. It just looks like him. I think it
I
was him.
don't
I don't know. Maybe strike that for the record.
know.
It's mad that you can do that.
Your Honor.
You can just be like, Your Honor, I didn't mean that.
Yeah. Do you think you have to earn that right though?
I
you've
think
gotta,
so. I think if you
gotta get
admit to like a
victory
crime,
royale? They're like, nah.
strike that from the record. It's actually immature if you bring that back up again.
That's so
Can't believe it.
childish. Why?
It's
why
really
would you bring
childish.
that
I
back up?
struck that from the record.
I like actually Steve Brule isn't too bad with the John C. Riley, like the doctor thing, the science one. Not. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen Doctor Steve Brule?
No.
Oh, it's like a mock interview thing.
I love a mock interview. I love a mock interview.
I think
if
there are better.
I think if I was to make a
versions,
comedy
though.
show, it would be like a mock interview
Yeah.
format. Yeah, it would be like following someone around there. I think I said the other day that I wanted to do like a posh prepper,
Oh yeah, that's a
Like
good
a-
one.
like an upper class prepping, but like someone who's prepping for the apocalypse,
Yeah.
and they've got their own bunker and stuff. But it would be like a fake interview of them and them showing you around there, like what they think are essentials. So they've like already got butlers down there.
Yeah. Oh, what's it like? Everything is everything in the bunker is just painted grey and white.
Yeah, a really modernist bunker.
Yeah. I hate that style so much.
Got one of those taps that does boiling water as well and sparkling.
No, there are not taps that do sparkling water.
There are.
No.
There are. Hey, if you can have any liquid come out of a tap.
We've already done this. I said
No, it was out of
pure
your fingers.
milkshake.
A tap is different.
I picked milkshake and diesel. You can't change my
No.
mind. Out of a tap.
Out of a tap is different. It's completely different.
Does that mean that it never goes off?
Yeah.
Milk.
It can go off once you've poured it.
Oh. No, still milk.
Cool.
What are you
What?
picking?
Why? That's weird.
Cereal. It lets me go to the shop less often.
I guess. I was just gonna have coffee come out of mine, so it's not like.
Oh, we can have. Oh, a screwdriver.
No. Screwdriver has got to be one of the worst cocktails.
It's horrible.
Such an awful choice.
It's a choice. It's a
It's
real
like if I
choice.
described what a cocktail was to a 6-year-old and asked him to come up with one.
What are the worst? I'd say White Russian's worst.
Yeah. I feel like they worked backwards from the name, though. No one was just like naturally doing that.
Do you want to hear how cocktails got their names?
Yeah? Should we end on
Okay.
this?
Do you want to?
Or is it not interesting?
I think it's kind of interesting. It is technically. We are at the end, so. Yeah. So this is a tidbit from a video I saw. This is a fun little. So right. Horses. Right.
Okay,
When
this
they
was
used
not
to
where I
have-
thought we'd go straight away.
No, I know. When we used to have horses, right? When they used to pull carts.
We used to have horses
Shit.
after a
When they
great
used
start.
When they used to pull the carts, their tails used to get in the way quite a bit, and that was kind of an issue. So what they used to do is they used to put the horses' tails onto like a guillotine, and they used to like dock their tails so that they wouldn't get in the way when they were pulling the carts. And when they would look at these tails, they looked like chicken tails. So they would call them cocktails. Now, when you would go to sell a horse, you want to make that horse look lively. So
You want
what
to
you would
make that
do-
horse look? Sorry, that was very funny.
Trust me,
When
it
you
gets
go
weirder.
and sell a horse, it cannot
you-
be a dead horse.
Yeah, you want to make the horse look, like
Make
interesting.
it look pretty.
Yeah.
You gotta really doll
So
up the horse.
what they would do is they would get a mortar and pestle, and they would take some pepper, some lemon, some sugar, some lime, and they would mash it all up together,
Ooh.
and they put it in their fist, and they put it up the horse's ass.
No.
Horse doesn't like this very much. Starts to kick, starts to run around bucking.
Why were
and
they
everyone
the
would be like,
things? Why were they all like nice tasting? I was so ready to be like, I'm gonna lick this horse.
well, it's like
and you were like,
spicy stuff,
and then I
right?
fill
Like
the horse.
salt, sugar. It's like salt.
Spicy for you, maybe.
You know
Whitest
what I
man
mean.
alive.
Hey, right, okay. Let me
Spicy
put it-
like salt.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
What are you,
Right.
snow?
Okay, let me make one of these. Put up your ass and see if you don't start kicking. Okay, you don't fucking start with me and see that these aren't spicy for what we're talking about.
I think most things are spicy for that,
Lo-
for
so-
that specific activity, but I'd hand a lot of that to the fist. I think I'd give a lot of the
So
points
when they
to
started
the
making
fist.
no, but they would let them out into a field afterwards, and
Oh,
so the
that's
whole
nice.
yeah, give them a run after.
That's aftercare.
So when they saw people putting all this fancy stuff on drinks, people who were like, rich enough to buy them, be like, "Oh, I know what this is. It's a cocktail.
I know what this drink is. I've shoved one of these up my horse,
I've
bro.
fisted the balls before." Yeah.
How much have you had to drink? None yet. I've fisted this up my horse.
None yet, as in just like balling their fist.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah, isn't it awful?
That's
And
really
that's-
bad.
That might be where they come from. That's what I heard from a story. I didn't search any of this up. Never
I've
cite
never-
me.
I've never let someone come out into the field to frolic after they've been fisted. I think that might be.
Really? That's like my aftercare.
I was going to say that might be the aftercare I initiate
Yeah.
now.
It's the aftercare. Do you want to go for a run?
Yeah, where I pull my hand down, I shake it off like
Oh,
I just
like
shake
a
it
dog
twice, and
in
then
the
I
rain.
pull my arm back, and the door to the barn opens. I was in a barn. The door to the barn opens, and they run out into the field.
Horrible.
But she's
Thank you very
free.
much for listening.
It's-
I swear we will make tabletop stuff next time.
I think we might. Maybe.
Maybe. Thank you very much for listening.
Bye.